Hello, this is Chris Coffey, Instructional Technology Coach for Bamberg School District 1. Occasionally you're going to have a student that wants to do their own thing, and when that happens, you as the teacher have to rein them in a little bit. Well, we have a function in Word that will help you do that with your writing assignments. So first thing we're going to do is go to review. Now, if you've reviewed the student's work and you're about to send it back, I encourage you to use this Track Changes button. But the problem is, once the student gets it, the student can just click it to make it go away. Well, we have a function for that that will make it so much better. If you go a little bit further on the Review tab, you can see this Restrict Editing. And if I click on that, I get a little sidebar window. And we're not so worried that they're going to mess with the formatting, although you can limit what kind of formatting they do. But what we are looking at is allow only this type of editing in the document. So I'm going to check that box. Now, no changes means they can't change anything, which if it's a final draft, you may want to use no changes, especially if you're concerned that they may have plagiarized something. They can't go back and change it and then say, oh, I sent you the wrong copy, I meant to send this one or whatever. This is the copy you got, and they cannot make any changes, and they can see that. So no changes can be used from time to time. But what we're looking for right now is tracked changes. So I'm just going to click on Track Changes, and I'm going to click Yes, Start Enforcing Protection. And when I do, it's going to ask me for a password. I'm just going to put dog, something easy. It does need to be something that you can remember, and if you use restrict editing frequently, you probably want to create one password for every assignment. That way, in case a student happens to figure out your password, they don't have the option to open up every document throughout the year. So every assignment you could have another password, but it does need to be something you can remember in case you need to go back later. So in this case, I did dog. I'm going to click OK. And if you notice, Track Changes has been grayed out. So let's say I wanted to come in here and change it from better is helping my students become great writers. Notice it is tracking the changes, but I can't turn it on or off. Now, this is still up. I would close this out before I send it back to the students, but notice if I click this button that says Stop Protection, it's going to ask for the password. I know the password, it's dog. And notice Track Changes, I can turn it on and off again. So that's an option. A couple other options you have when editing, restricting editing. You can restrict it to where only comments can be made. And I'm going to start enforcing that. I'm not going to worry about a password this time. You can leave the password blank if you want. So now it's restricting, and I want to delete the word writers, and it's not letting me. I want to type something in. It's not letting me. But let's say I wanted to add a comment. I'm just going to write hi there. It will let me write the comment. So if the final draft is done and you're sending your students the copy of the final draft, you may want to restrict the editing, but leave the comments open so they could send you questions if they thought you did a poor job grading or whatever. Some of the other options, filling in forms, we already talked about no changes, but filling in forms I would stay away from. If you use the Developer tab, which you actually have to go into options and turn on, if you're familiar with using the Developer tab, then you could use the filling in forms, but for most writing assignments you're not going to need that anyway. So tracked changes I would encourage you to use on a regular basis, that way the students can't accidentally turn it off. Comments is always good, or then no changes. Just make it a read-only document. Hopefully this video has been instructional for you. If you have any questions, please email me at ccoffee@bamberg1.net.